medical research. I'm looking for the resources. Alright, here's the situation, folks. I'm disabled. Have a rare genetic variant that is a factor, certainly, in my disability. And also, I do believe that is compounded by some other factors that's definitely connected to that. And obviously, I do have doctors, and I'm going that route, and I'm waiting right now. I'm on like month 3 or 4 of waiting on a muscle biopsy, and then we're talking about muscle MRI potentially. Long road to somewhere that might just be a wow, yep, it's a genetic thing and that sucks and there's no cure. I know there's no cure. Okay. However, I do think that there's potential to not be as fully muscular disabled as I presently am and have been for almost the last year. If I track other RYR1 myopathies, absolutely there does tend to be a middle age decline that happens, but it seems pretty rare for someone to have had my rate of decline. And the partial muscle biopsy results that I've seen so far, they do show some things, but nothing that is catastrophic. So, which is to say, my tissue, my muscle fibers, while definitely not normal, are not necessarily showing something so debilitating as to where I should be as disabled as I am. So, I'll just say, yes, I have doctors, and yes, I have a brain and resources, and I do happen to be the type of person who is fortunate enough to be capable of learning most things. Should I choose to and have the discipline to, because I'm also ADD and all that. But here's the thing, kind of life or death could, or at least quality of life, for sure. Until I ever see any sort of improvement, I'm not going to be able to really do much but be at home. And certainly, the disabled situation I'm in does also impact my brain. But it's still working. It just works a little different and a little slower. But I can get the concepts, and I can continue to learn and research. And yeah, I need to be learning about genetics. I need to be learning about protein folding, muscle fibers, amino acids, polarity of different amino acids and how that affects protein folding and refolding and all the terms I barely know yet, and what's possible to change. I know that I have arginine being turned into cysteine in my RYR1 proteins, half of them. Okay, I know that. And I know that there are things potentially to mitigate some of that. And I also know that potentially some of that, it's even into deeper science than I am able to articulate yet, but I know I understand it more than I'm able to articulate it. And I know I have way more to go before I understand it all the way. No, I'm not. I'm not going Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, experimenting on myself at this stage in the game. I'm quite terrified of dying, so I'm not doing anything crazy. But I want to learn it all and research it. Because, hey, let's be real. Even if they're like, oh, yep, the muscle biopsy's back and this is central core disease. Cool. Maybe I get to try some of the meds on that. Experimental stuff. I don't even freaking know. I do know that there's no there's no doctor that's going to be spending hours and 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 hours of time researching my specific situation. And that's just not the case, you know what I mean? So if I am otherwise, not able to do a whole lot, doesn't matter if it takes me 10 years, 20 years, maybe the science will catch up, maybe we'll meet in the middle, maybe it'll be a waste of my time, but I got time to waste. So what was my question? Where are the resources? Like what? I'm not in medical school, and trust me, that ain't a possibility. With the medical situation here, trust me. But what journals, medical journals, what do I have access to? What can I get access to as someone who is not a medical professional? Yeah, where do I start? I mean, obviously, I have the internet. Yes, I Google stuff. And, I come across a lot of cool National Institute of Health articles. It's been a great resource. But I have also, as I'm getting into the weeds, I'm looking up the impact of prednisone, which is relevant, on protein folding and what that does to amino acids. Like that's where I'm getting into the weeds here, folks. And I get it. I need to understand it more, but it's possible, trust me. And I'm hitting the articles. I don't have access. I can read the summary, I can read the page 1 or whatever. I don't have access. I'm not a doctor. Where do I get access? Thank you. And hey, I'm sharing what I learn here, folks. You know what I mean? I'm here. I'm down to help myself and help everyone else that might have a similar situation. So, because even though they might not have my exact amino acid deletion insertion, they might have a different amino acid deletion insertion to where there could be some relevant overlap. I don't know. I do not know. But thank you, folks. Thank you.